We are live. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. We cannot connect you to your server. Make sure the URL and stream key are correct. Okay. I do think we're live somewhere. We'll find out in a minute. Morning, Peter. Morning, Peter. Morning, John.
Good morning.
Right. Countdown clock's disappeared as well. Might as well take that off as we go here. And
my phone says we're live in Facebook.
Okay. Right. Okay. That's fair enough.
We got two of you and no Peter.
Going to switch that camera off. I'm going to look for Peter again.
Where am I?
I don't know, Peter. You there now?
He's wearing his bright yellow cycling jersey.
He's going cycling.
Never go home without it now. Always wear yellow in case there's a visually impaired person who can't see me.
What, when you're riding your bike?
Yes.
On the pavement?
What?
No, not on pavements.
Welcome to the show. This is Blabbing for Britain, episode 333. 333. Wow. Okay. Where should we begin?
We can begin with the voting fiasco if you like.
Why was it a fiasco, John?
I'm just something about Liz Truss. Gives me the willies.
That's quite interesting because, you know what? That's one thing I've noticed. Like the presidential debates, they're all there, even though they're the same type of party, Republicans, for instance, they all have a go at each other. But what I've noticed, a lot of them pulled out this time and said, no, we're not doing a debate. You know, did you notice that?
Well, they pulled out of the Sky one, didn't they?
Yeah. I wouldn't trust Sky as far as I could throw them. Kay Burley, for sure. But do you know who was on this morning? You probably don't see it. I watch GB News, as you know, with it just been actually running over a year now. People thought it wouldn't last 6 months. Anyway, so Liz Truss was on at 8:30 this morning. She was on there, you know. And what a noisy man, John. Right, so what happened was Liz Truss comes from a more working class background. Her father was a teacher, took her on C&D marches. She then joined the Liberals. She then kind of wised up about life. And she says she's going to push through the Brexit, get it finished. And I actually hope she does become the Prime Minister. Well, there's an echo or something.
Not from my end. John?
I don't hear an echo either.
I do. Right. Anyway. So, no, why was it a fiasco, John? Have your say.
Well, there's just something about Liz Truss that just doesn't appeal, you know.
We've got a situation where the two of them were part of the government that's still running at the moment. They took part in decisions. They voted for tax increases. They voted for things that don't benefit the country as a whole. And that you can't just brush off your past. Boris Johnson quite successfully in 2019 convinced a lot of the public that it was a new government, nothing to do with the previous government. That can only work once. This time, it's very difficult for either of them to say, I bring a brand new approach to a brand new government, because everybody who was in the old government were invited to the new one, apart from Boris.
I'm not convinced Boris won't be offered a spot. Yeah?
Yeah, what can Boris do to come back?
Boris could be a special representative to deal with Ukraine.
Right, but can he not say, hold on, that's for the vote for me to be Prime Minister or something like that? Could he come back and do that at some point?
I don't know enough to answer that question.
No, he's got to decide whether to stand as an MP first.
Yeah.
and whether the people who elected him last time, and the next election is what, 2024? If he gets re-elected, then he can do something. If he's still an MP, but if he's not an MP, then he can't.
Well,
So,
I would stay on as an MP as long as I can, and I would make whoever made my life awkward make their life awkward.
what
Just
if he made millions of people's lives awkward and they don't want to see him again?
doesn't matter who gets in. If it's Labour, if it's Liberal, they'll all make somebody's life awkward because they're in the opposition. Is it? I mean, he gave his speech the other day. He says, "What Liberals? You're going to have to join with the SNP. You're going to have to join with Labour. What is that going to make? Look what happened that last time. They lied. They lied to the students. I don't know if you remember that, do you? When they said they would give them free university, it went right to the bottom of the shelf and they got in. Power.
They weren't in power, they were sharing. Never
Well,
mind.
same
It doesn't
thing.
matter. It's a mute point. It's a mistake made in the past, which will forever be hurled against the party.
Do you think the Liberals should form a coalition again? Or should they fight on their own? Be the party that they can be. Get through and rule the country. Nothing is going to happen. Do you?
I don't know. It depends what happens in the next 2 years as to whether Labour can get in. There'll be enough ammunition from the fighting so far. There'll be more ammunition as the blue on blue fight continues for the next month. And I think it's well, I mean, it's stupid because the MPs, the Conservative MPs, have selected 2 people. Yeah. Now, what's our population at the moment? 70 million?
Heading that way, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Right. We've got a population of 70 million. 200,000 or 165,000 are actually members of the Conservative Party. They're going to decide the next Prime Minister. That is stupid.
It's up to the party to who's going to be their leader, and whoever's their leader is the Prime Minister at this point in time until they have a general election.
And if the Green Party appoints the Prime Minister, we don't have that situation. This is caused by somebody being moved aside, and only 165,000 people get to have their say. Nobody else gets to say anything, party member or not, because despite its the fact that it is one of the 2 largest parties, its membership has just been falling, as has Labour Party's membership.
Well, what would you think of Sir Keir Starmer running our country? Would you like that?
No.
I don't like it. The country's run by civil servants anyway. Thank goodness. They never change. Direction might be changed, but they never change, and they keep things going. And they're the ones who work out solutions to the problems. The MPs are merely actors on a stage. They're told what to say and what to do by the civil servants.
Well, maybe we should look at that, get them to swear their allegiance to the party that's in, and not the saboteurs and backstabbers and whistleblowers and leakers of. In fact, they should be jailed for 35 million years should they leak things when they're in a job like that.
Yes, we've got some spam being posted in there.
That's fact to life. We getting spammed more and more with links that you wouldn't click in a month of Sundays.
Do you know what I watched last night? No, who was it? You watched Piers Morgan?
Who?
Piers Morgan. You watch that? Right.
No.
He's on at 8 o'clock every night. It was good. So with these 2 idiots, as far as I'm concerned, that blocked the M25 by gluing their hands to it again the other day. And they brought in a woman. They says, They said to them, meet this lady here, Mrs. Such and Such. She missed her mother's funeral because of you yesterday. This is her. Meet her. And I'll tell you, that was it. The woman was bloody good. and you could see the younger one of them. You could see. I thought you could see fear in her face, and they had her in live in the studio. She says, "I missed my mother's funeral because of you today."
The story made the mainstream news as well, Peter.
Yeah. Well, that one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. And they were, "Oh, could we meet you after?" And I said, "No, the only way I'll be meeting you after is to hit your head with a mallet."
Anyway, let's moving on.
That wasn't inciting violence, that's what I would say.
The hottest day ever in Scotland, Peter, earlier this week.
Yeah, I was out cycling in it with plenty of sun cream on, 50 factor. It was great. And we done 10 miles, but it was a long 10 miles with a couple of stops, and it was good. I really enjoyed it, and we've done the same yesterday.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I tried to get my friend Andy, who's been in here before. He's probably watching just now. And poor Andy seen me up at 3 a.m, and he got in touch. He says, "I'm up," and he had to get the doctor, and he said to stop the cycling. Poor Andy, he's going to get some blood tests and things. So there you go. But no, it was a fantastic day, and we just had to take use of it. And I got all tanned.
Yeah.
Yes.
But England had record temperatures as well, John. Ours were a bit hotter.
But they never get to the same extent as us in anything, do they? Those Scots,
No, in terms of temperature, they're too far north.
Yeah. We'll have a good laugh at you,
Yeah,
England's melting, country comes to a halt.
Well, rails buckling, but one of the most important points to come out of this was wildfires. Basically, I just start up. Temperatures are so hot, things become combustible, catch fire, and it's not going to get any better. And the village, was it Wellington, the name of the village?
Yeah.
Where 19 houses were destroyed, and it was a compost bin, John.
Well, it's still only a theory. No one actually can prove it was a compost bin. The firemen haven't declared it as a compost bin. It's only locals that have declared it's a compost bin. But compost bins generate heat, and if you've got lots of dry material in there, it's going to catch fire in the end. It's not very common though. The Lickey Hills took a pounding as well. As you know, that's the south of Birmingham beauty spot, whatever you want to call it, and they had a massive fire there as well.
Yeah,
Peter's gone.
He has gone. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Either he's still here physically, but his camera's off at the moment. Peter, are you still with us?
See, that's what you get when you insult the Scots. They bugger off. They run away.
Not once for yes, twice for no. No.
It's not there.
No, I'll take him out of the broadcast. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Wildfires can now spring up anywhere when we get the heat waves like the 40 degrees. God, I'm glad it's cooler today. It was, for the first few hours when it was hot, it was good. And then you thought, yeah.
Well, I didn't get much sleep on Monday. I didn't get much sleep on Tuesday. I got even less sleep last night. Yes, it was nowhere near as hot. It was still very muggy, though.
It felt cold last night.
It's raining here at the moment.
We're hoping for rain. We're supposed to have thunderstorms yesterday, but they bypassed us.
We never got the thunderstorms either. But it's only light rain.
We need something to freshen things up.
It's still not enough to give the plant. I'll still have to use the watering can.
Yeah.
Unless miracles happen and it really does begin to rain.
We're not forecast rain for the next 7 days. I think it's going to be about this temperature, 24, 25 for the next 7 days or so, with little chance of rain. I could be wrong on that. Yeah. Any message from Peter? Let's see if there's a message. We'll go to Messenger and check Messenger out.
I know we've got 63% chance of rain tomorrow.
Oh, right. Okay.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Is that
Dropping to 23% by 1 o'clock, and then coming back at 7 o'clock in the evening at sort of 30%ish. That's the forecast anyway from the BBC. And we've got 20% chance of rain tonight as well.
Okay. I do think that we've lost Peter.
I don't know where he's gone.
No, there's nothing on Messenger.
Perhaps he's lost his electric.
I don't think his cycling was due to start yet. Okay.
Come back, Peter. All is forgiven.
We didn't mean to mention. We love Scotland, you know we do. Aberdeen too. Okay, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, hello and welcome. This is Blown for Written, episode 333. Peter is ready to join you in your studio. I'm just waiting for Peter's camera to come on, and he's back.
Hello.
Hello.
Al?
Yeah. I got booted off the internet. Anyway, I'm here. Let's.
All right.
Okay.
Did you get kicked as well?
No.
No.
Right. Okay.
We carried on talking.
Must be a Scottish thing.
We said how much we love Scotland.
Yeah.
And Aberdeen. That's what we were saying when you were out of here. Right. Anything else going on? I'm going over to the Guardian to see if anything happening in the Guardian today.
Do you know why the Guardian is very well read? Well, that press because they get it for free in press reader. As someone I know here in Aberdeen, very much a Liberal. I think she was a Liberal councillor. She's a friend of the spokesperson for the Liberals in Scotland, and I told her about press reader because she didn't know about this stuff. And I says, try this press reader. I says, you even get the Guardian lovies on it. So she's away getting press reader. She couldn't believe it was all free. Anyway, carry on. Well, just like to point out with my yellow, I'm not a Liberal.
No, it's wrong. It's orange is the colour, Peter. Orange is the colour. Right. Okay. Time for a report then. Over to me. Yeah. Back in March 2021, I went for a checkup at the optician's, Boots in Devizes, and they said, okay, you have cataracts, you need to get them treated. We'll arrange it for you. And then they sent me a notification about glaucoma, which scared the life out of me, because I made the mistake of looking it up on the internet, and it's where your vision just goes narrower and narrower and narrower. That was back in April. Well, yesterday I had my second cataract. No, Tuesday. I had my second cataract operation, and all I can say is I can see clearly now in both eyes. I can even see the scroll bar on the bottom of Sky News, which is quite amazing. So I'm more than happy with the NHS and with New Medica, who did all the treatments. It's just amazing that, well, you don't, until you actually get your sight back, you don't realize how bad it was. So thank you to everybody in Gloucester. Thank you to everybody in the New Medica Centre in Swindon. And I'm hoping on our next checkup that I will have vision which is close to 2020. Fingers crossed. I'm not bothered about far away vision. I just want to be able to read the bottom bar on Sky News on the television because I don't drive. So I'm good. And I want to say big thank you. It makes a lot of difference. Right.
Right.
Okay.
I was speaking to one of my cyclists the other day, and she says, Peter, go and read this, and you'll probably enjoy it. A book about Emma. It's called Emma. It's the name of the dog. This woman became blind due to an operation, and it failed. And she went blind. So she got Emma a guide dog, right? But then she had the opportunity to try another operation. And she could see again after it, fully. And the dog, she used to let the dog off on the loose, and the dog done what it wanted. But then when she seen what it was doing, and it was meant to do it, she told her off, and the dog looked over as much to say, how did you see that? And she says, from then on, she stopped becoming a guide dog and became a pet. And Simon said, quite a good story. It told you. I mean, if there's one thing, Steve, I remember the day you told us that about that. Yeah? You were so upset about it. I remember it. You know, it's the same as me when I was told I was going in from the triple heart bypass. You probably remember that day as well. Something like that devastates you. But
it's the stuff of nightmares, Peter.
Yeah, it really is. And if there's one to this is what I'm going to say. This isn't just for you two guys. To anybody that's listening, this is something. My friend from my school days, we've kept in touch and we've worked together and everything, but we haven't seen each other for it. His partner passed away, right? Probably about a year and a half. And he actually came into the pub to see me because I don't drink, so he goes out with another friend drinking. And I says, we've got to keep in touch, because what had happened to me is my old boss, who was younger than me, kept saying, hey, Peter, how are you getting on? We'll have to meet up. Then I see a Facebook post. Much younger than me he was. He's dead. He's passed away, And so what I would say is reach out to anybody that you fell out with in the past. Have a bit of gesture, go just put a nice message to them, something like that, because you'll regret it. And I regret not seeing him, because he kept it behind me since I left, and I think he was a bit proud of what I'd done after I'd left him, And so reach out to anybody that you maybe fell out with in the past and ask how they're doing. What do you think, gents?
Wise advice, Peter. Keep in touch with people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
mean, we're of an age where we are in a situation where people will pass on. And it is a fact of life. But if you can keep in touch, that's a good idea.
As long as it's not me.
Not yet. Many years ahead, Peter. Many years ahead. Yeah. You're the youngest here anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, Matt. Look, I'm even growing a beard. I'll have to get that off because it makes me look old.
We've never had a beard discussion, have we?
Mature, Peter, not old. Mature.
Okay. Now, have you gents thought about getting an electric bike? Never thought of it.
No, I mean, most of the things I walk. Yeah.
Okay.
Cycling, obviously, a way to keep fit, but walking is a way to keep fit as well. I walk most places that we go to. It's only occasionally we actually get in the car and go anywhere.
Well, I'm actually thinking of getting an electric bike again. Various reasons.
Okay.
One, price of diesel. And I've got a spare van should I need to put another guy in it. Just for nipping into the city centre. Like after this, yesterday I went in by the office and dropped things off and went in to see someone. The thing is with an electric bike, right, is I could actually go out in a suit. And they've got they've got a guard, so your suit's not going to get dirty. You could actually go out in a normal attire and maybe wear a helmet and then take your hair gel and sort it out when you go. But have I shown you my fold-up helmet?
No, not yet.
I will go and get it.
Okay. Right.
So you're not driving at all then, Stephen?
No.
Because I can remember when you used to hire a car.
Yeah,
That's
that's
back
true.
a few years though, I think.
I said it is a few years ago. No, I don't have a need to drive. Okay.
Got a
Angelica's
chauffeur.
younger than me, and she's got the car, so all's good.
Right, gents. So, Stephen, this would be good in Amazon Live for you if you get one of these. I'll show it. Right.
So we go. Floor is yours, Peter.
Okay, full screen. Here we go. Right, so next week I'm going away to Glasgow, and I hire a bike for £5 for 24 hours because I'm a member of a club which costs me £60 a year, and it's been fantastic value. And I go out from about 8 in the morning, and I stay up about 2:30, 3 in the morning. Can you believe that? Anyway, so one of the problems is a helmet. These helmets that I've got over there, big and bulky. This goes into my suitcase. So this is the helmet folded up. Okay? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Kids loved it. It's like Gigantor. Now, I haven't done it. So to open it up, I'm opening it up like that. And then I take the sides like this. I take one side like that. And one side like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, I'll have to get this back. Like, oh, am I still there?
You're still here? Yeah, carry on.
Sorry, no, someone's popped up. Hold on. Right, so as long as you can see me, that's fine.
We can.
Someone jumped on my screen. Right, so that's it so far. And then you take this bit and you push it down like that. And there's a bit at the back. And obviously you've measured it for your own head.
Yep.
And that is my helmet.
Brilliant.
And it's not expensive. It's about £49. Skateboarders wear them as well. But I'll just show you taking it down. So you take it like this, put it back, you fold it in like that, and fold. And that's it. And it can go into your bag, go into your suitcase, or you can hang it on. A great purchase. Yes. Did you like that?
You're the only man I know that has to put a helmet on in case he falls off his stool.
No, I met my cousin on the bus on the way down last time, and he just said, "Oh," and I knew he would buy one right away. You know, it's like us when we find something good, we'll say, "I'm buying that right away."
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Time for my gadgets of the week while John goes away and finds one. I
haven't bought
anything.
anything.
Don't know that you know it, but I actually recently got a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, which is the best phone I've ever had. It's the flagship for Samsung, released in 2022, and it does everything you want it to do. But the thing about it is that it's 6.8 inches deep. Okay, so if you put it in your pocket, you know, especially when you sit down, you know it's there. If you're wearing shorts, as we are at the moment, this weather, then it's going to fall out. And that's a problem because cost of these phones, you don't want to drop it on the floor. Even with this beautiful case, which is also down the carousel, which has got reinforced edges, so it would actually bounce on the edge. So this is my solution. This is my newest acquisition. And this is a beautiful one piece of leather carrying case, and your belt on your jeans or on your shorts goes through there, and you then carry this on your belt. It's got magnetic close, and your phone goes inside there, so you don't have to carry your phone in your pocket. You can simply, you can simply carry it in this beautiful case, which is not a man bag, but it is, I think, a fashion accessory. It has one of these carabiners as well. You probably need a stronger one if you're actually going to use it, but it goes on your belt, and you got your phone with you all times, quick release, and you take your phone out, and it's not down. Well, your trousers stay up. That's probably one of the major benefits. So that's my latest acquisition, which is not a gadget; it's a thing. Okay,
It's
your turn, John.
gadget. It's
That's what
definitely
people.
a gadget.
Well, I bought a phone, as you know, it was second hand. It's a Samsung Ultra 5 or something like that. And I bought a hard case cover. And the only time I didn't put in, I had it in my top pocket. And I say to my guys, no more broken phones. And what we do is we put our phone in our top pocket, bent down, smash. It was going to cost £226 for the cover.
Mm.
So there you go. You made a good choice there. So I'm just going to use that phone until I can use it no more.
Get one of these cases.
Yeah.
iPhone 12, iPhone 13, Samsung S21, S22.
Yeah.
And the other thing that Samsung has and my Oppo has, they have a much more uprated glass.
Right. Your
So,
Samsung has.
The Samsung and my Oppo, my Find X5, they both have the latest in glass. So, and my Oppo has a ceramic back instead of a glass back, like they make brakes out of ceramic these days.
Okay. Interesting.
By the way, everybody thinks, because it's white, everybody thinks it's an iPhone, and it's not.
Do you know what has anybody got an electric car? I can't remember. No, you've not got a car. John?
Oh no, I've got a 9-year-old plus diesel.
Well, I've seen a couple of things on the internet just recently. One said, I've had enough and I'm going back to a combustion engine because I'm fed up and not being able to get power for this thing when I'm out and about. Second one was a member of Congress in America was having a go. He says, President Biden wants everything done by 2035. Are you going to have the infrastructure ready by then? Well, they're not. Do you know it costs 25% more than a refrigerator in your house over there, right? And the air conditioning, it's actually going to cost more to charge your own car in America than it is for air conditioning and a refrigerator. Is that not crazy?
I think it's dependent. I mean, I've got a friend who retired last Friday, who worked for Land Rover, and had an electric vehicle for the last 10 months.
Right.
He's had a Jag, electric Jag for the last 10 months. Part of his deal was that he got a cheap charger on the front of the house.
Yeah.
He's handed that back, obviously, as he's retired, and he will not be replacing with an electric vehicle because he couldn't go to Cornwall in it, because he couldn't get to Cornwall without stopping for 3 to 4 hours to get sufficient charge to get all the way.
Well, that just proves the country wants us to do everything, but the country's not ready for it. And look what's happened.
I will say that in Alton Hollow, which is like just down the road from where I live, the independent Texaco garage there has just opened 5 fast charge bays. Okay.
How much does it cost to get that charge?
I don't know. I haven't got an electric car, so I've never bothered to find out.
That's the thing. Once they get all electric, right? Do you think they say, we're not getting a lot of money in tax from the fuel anymore, from the petrol and the diesel? We'll have to put your tax up in your electric car now. Do you think that'll happen?
Do you think that the government have engineered a situation where people will move away from cars?
Well, they're trying to. They're trying to, I know that, but they're not succeeding because people will not walk 100 yards Okay? They won't walk 100 yards. If they can't get doorstep to doorstep, they're not interested. What do you think?
I think there's, unfortunately, an element of truth in that.
Yeah.
In that we are reliant on cars.
Yeah, but we're very, very reliant on cars. And then the folk are saying, oh, I don't want scooters. I don't want these electric scooters. I was speaking to a couple of kids that got them, just chatting away at them. I says, you do realise they're not legal, do you? Because they're on the pavement with them, because the only way you can get them is if they're, what's the only way you can get them?
Mm?
Do you know the only way? If
Nope.
you hire them, they've got to be hired.
All right. Okay.
They've got to be hired, just like in Boris bikes.
Well,
And
we have orange electric scooters in the
yes.
Birmingham area, and you see abandoned all over the place. And you can
Well,
only rent them if you've got a driving license.
right, okay. And what they do is they just leave them, and somebody goes and picks them up. Now, I've got to tell you, the hired bike system in Glasgow that I use is called Next Bikes. It's German, actually. Absolutely fantastic. The only criticism I've got of them is that are very heavy, very, very heavy. But if I was scooters, I would go on a scooter, no problem. I would,
We have thousands of them in the Birmingham area, and quite often you'll see, if you drive along in the morning, a pile of them outside schools.
Yes. Now, can I
Where
ask you?
older pupils or pupils with access to their parents' driving license, because you need the driving license
Right.
number to be able to hire it.
Okay. Which is not a bad idea. Now, John, are those kids doing it in the pavement, or are they on the road?
They're on the pavement.
And is that where they're meant to be? I don't know the rules of it.
But I've seen people, of all ages riding on them. Seriously, of all ages. Whether it's just a trial at the moment, but whether it will take off, who knows?
Well, this
They're restricted to the Birmingham area, so you can't ride them to where I live.
Well, this kid actually had a seat.
Sorry?
He had a seat. This kid had a seat in it. You could actually sit in it. But if you eventually get your own private one, see, this is what they're doing. They're saying, right, you need to get away from cars. Well, they're going to have to make scooters legitimate. If they say it's not a car, it's not using petrol, it's not using diesel. Huh? Now look at electric bikes. I'm actually thinking of getting a tuk-tuk. Do you know tuk-tuks?
Oh yeah.
I was with a guy, and unfortunately he got cancer, so he's having to get rid of two of them because he was going to be going up and down the beach with them and things, but the local taxi drivers weren't happy, so they got that aborted, I think. And so you're going to be renting them out for brides and things like that, and maybe publicity, getting. We used to have bikes in Aberdeen that had publicity on them, but I haven't seen them again. I used to cycle about, but I was thinking of getting a tuk-tuk with 3 seats in the back. And you only need, it's a trike, you see, so you only need a driving license for it. Was you aware of that? And you can park it anywhere you want. Park it anywhere you want because it's not licensed. So you could park in double yellow lines and not get booked.
That'd probably give rise to a couple of arguments, Peter, with the traffic wardens.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't know.
Yeah. I would film it and have fun with it. And he says you can go into. He was telling me all the areas. They're actually, because I met him outside a coffee shop near me, and they were all sitting there, and it actually was the same guy. One of them, I think it was for cancer, was travelling down to like Middlesbrough with it, and I says, I read in the paper about a guy going to Middlesbrough, and he says, that's me. I said, well, you haven't got far. He says, I've been and back. Right. What's made you smile today?
Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you can.
Have you turned it?
Is it sharing?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, tuck tuck.
And that's a bit of nightography, as your hashtag is, because that's taken
Yeah.
without any flash or anything at about 10
Yeah.
o'clock at night, and the only light is from the restaurant itself.
Yeah. But did you take that?
Yeah, that's the place we normally go for Indian, but Monday last week, it was awful.
Could you, in fact, you could do deliveries with that, could you?
Well,
Maybe.
you could if it worked, but I don't think it works these days.
Right. But they cost about £5,000.
Yeah,
You know?
well, they just put it outside so as people see it.
Yeah.
It's on the main A45
Yeah.
as you head up towards the Swan.
A lot of people use them for publicity. And Sheila says, "You're not getting one of them." That's made me more determined. I'm quite eccentrically cut, and you just get a thing in the side, Aberkill, pest control and everything, you know.
They've got when they first had that, they used to deliver with it only in the surrounding streets because it's not particularly fast.
No,
but it failed its MOT and it was too costly to get it through the MOT, basically.
Well, there's a firm in Birmingham sells them.
Yeah.
Tuk tuks, and you can get them with your own logo and everything.
Yeah. So the building next door, you can see next door with the car outside, is actually their home.
Okay.
Yeah? So they live next door on 2 levels and they live above the restaurant.
Yeah.
And to the left of that, there's a gateway and they just wheel it into the gateway.
Yeah.
When they closed.
Well, one of the problems I've got here is it would get stolen very quickly. You know, it would. I only had my scooter for 3 months. It was gone, remember? So, and there's nowhere really to put it. And so that I think that's kind of scuppered it, you know. I'm not paying $5,000 for kids to steal it. So there you go. It was maybe just a thought.
Okay.
But I can't be bothered driving in the city anymore. You know. Not often I say that. I mean, the vans are heavy and bulky, and so I am thinking of getting another electric bike to nip about the town. Right? Anything else? Ready?
Wild Gardens. 3 months ago, that land was occupied by a 20-year-old tree, and the tree was felled by a tree surgeon, and Angelica had a selection of wildflower seeds that she'd gathered over the years from everybody, and she no longer knew what they were, so she put them all in a biscuit tin, shook them up, and then spread them on the ground, and that's the result. Beautiful flower garden, and it's even now. Oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. That's where I live. Well, not in there, but that's the Deviser's Crammer, man-made pond. Church is behind the St James's Church, behind the trees on the left-hand side, and the workers' cottages. Morrison's is just next to there.
Very nice.
That's our high street, and I just like the composition of that. Cars on one side, double yellow lines, and the shop showing their wares outside.
Yeah.
Then we can go to nightography, which is our topic of the week, and it was 11 o'clock at night, pitch black, and that photograph came out just like a drumstick, really.
Very good.
Yeah. And finally, there's been a baton relay going all around the Commonwealth, and it came to Devizes. And then went to Stonehenge, and the Shire horses from the Wadworth Brewery took it around part of the town. Magnificent beasts. They are so big and yet so gentle. And that was a special day in life, Devizes, because this baton has not been to many places, but it will end up with John quite soon.
26th of July, just up the road from me. They're closing all the roads, which is going to inconvenience quite a lot of people because they're actually closing and diverting the main A41. The bad news for me is they're diverting it down the road I live on. So there'll be lots of traffic for a few hours.
Guys, I have something to show you. Full screen, if you don't mind.
Okay, sharing screen. Here we go.
Now.
Just waiting for it to come in, Peter.
Yeah. So Sheila started putting flowers at the back of our garden. It's all concrete, so we should put pots in. What a difference it makes, all the beautiful colours and everything. But this is what she also made.
A courgette.
A courgette. Homemade. And I've got to tell you, hey, the plants are stingy, the nettles, you know. But anyway, I'm so proud of that courgette.
Yeah, only good use for that is in chocolate cake.
All right.
Otherwise, courgettes are revolting, but that's only a personal.
I make courgette soup in my keto diet. And you know something? There's something to be said for growing your own. Because you made that as such. So there you go. That's Sheila that made that. Well done, Sheila. And I'll have to take a picture of all our flowers because they're blooming. And what a difference it's made, you know? So I'll put this back in the fridge.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm waiting for a new gadget to arrive today. One of my problems when I'm cycling is I wear a bum bag and it's heavy and it slips. I wear another one in my chest, but it slips to the side. But I thought, I bet you this has been invented. Just like an army drill pack from the olden days.
Mm-hmm.
This one goes on the front and it's a square. So I can put all my phones in it and my charger in it. And the phone's in there and it's right in the front. And it's not going to move my wallet and everything. So I'm just waiting for that to come in. And that's what I do. I bet you somebody's made this. And they type it in. And voila, it's come up. Somebody's always invented it. It's never failed.
So yeah, I'm waiting for a package today from that Amazon place.
Right.
I told Angelica it's not to be out until Sunday.
Right.
And basically, if she sees a flashing light on Alexa, not to ask what is on its way. So hopefully she won't find out before Sunday.
You can tell.
You will find out next week.
You can tell Alexa to do that.
But basically, every time a parcel is delivered, you can get a notification going to the Echo Dot.
Yeah.
And just flashes, and you just say notifications, and she will say you have a parcel arriving today.
Oh yeah, I've got that, but I want to say I maybe want to turn that off because do you know what it says to me? It said it's time to order more Costa coffee. They tell you when it's time to order more Costa coffee. And these little pods, I'll show you them. The shops have actually stopped selling these.
Right.
And I cannot get them anymore, but I can with Amazon. So no matter what people say about Amazon, I can get these next day. They come next day, and they're cheaper.
Yeah, you can't beat Amazon for the delivery.
Yeah, no matter what they say about them. But here's the thing. Today, Netflix have lost millions of customers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch Netflix anymore. Sheila does. But I don't watch it. I have no patience.
We've never had Netflix. And we have
Well-
loads of Sky channels that never get seen.
Yeah,
You can only watch one channel at a time
correct.
if
Well,
you're normal. Yeah.
we
Yeah, I mean, people are tightening the belts, aren't they?
yeah. But a lot of them bought Netflix during the pandemic as well, though. That's why their shares went up. But we've got Amazon Prime, but it's more for the delivery. And because you get Amazon Prime, you get the Amazon videos, you know. And I've also got a business Amazon Prime. I've got that as well. Did you know they do 2 separate sites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used that as well, get my VAT back. And it's been blooming good.
But very rarely do I have a problem getting a VAT receipt on ordinary Prime.
All right, do you?
Very rarely. Yeah.
Okay. Do you ask for it?
Yeah.
Where do you
If
ask
you buy
for it?
from Amazon, it's automatically there. If you
All right.
buy a third party supplier via Amazon, you have to ask for it.
All right, okay. Right. Yeah. But Amazon are selling a lot of their own stuff now, especially clothes. They do a lot of clothing with the Amazon brand, you know?
And funny enough, I've just printed off my Amazon Prime invoice.
All right, okay. Yeah. But I laugh, so I get phone calls, your Amazon Prime is due, blah, blah, blah. And what they do is they get you to pay, and then they say they've overpaid you and they want their money back and everything, and that's the scam.
They don't get as far as that with me. It's
No, I'm the
goodbye.
same. Yeah, I'm the same. Scammers are funny. If you know it's them, it's funny. Right, what else? Anything
Okay.
happening in the news, guys? Anything new?
Yeah, basically something that came up yesterday. John, do you remember Amanda Hill?
I do remember Amanda Hill.
Have you heard from her recently?
No.
Well, it's no surprise because after 15 years on Facebook, her account was hacked, and it took she had to serve a 30-day
Jail.
Facebook jail.
I've had enough of them. I haven't
So-
advertised with them this year.
Yeah. So Facebook is not safe,
No.
because if one of us can get kicked off, we can get kicked off too.
Yeah.
So she's
Do you
gone.
know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, carry on.
Well, do you know who's really rising in the ranks? It was on TV today. TikTok. Now, I'm actually meeting on Friday at 4 o'clock a woman that's left Google. And she's a Google insider. And me and my PA guy are going to wait and meet her on Friday afternoon to get how to really work my system on Google and find out everything we can, because they even sent. Do you know with Google ads that there's a tick box and they've got the right. If it's left ticked, they can go in and change your advert in some way to get something. But if you untick it, they can't. And we unticked it, and they've emailed me today saying, if you want to do this, why don't you click this? You've no chance.
That's recommendations, and you should
Yes.
turn it off straight away.
Yeah, because it only recommends that you give them more money. Am I right, John?
Everything when they call you, etc., is designed to.
Yeah. So,
Do you have Kindle Unlimited, Peter?
Pardon?
Do you have Kindle Unlimited?
Yes.
Part of your Prime.
Yes.
After this, I'll drop you a link to a book you can read for free by a lady called Claire Jarrett, who
I know
Steve
Claire.
also knows. Yeah.
I know Claire. I've done a course with her. I've done the whole course. Cost me a lot of money, and I forgot it all because it was only online.
Just released a 2022 edition of her seven simple steps to rapid ad success.
Okay,
and you
well,
can read it for free. So
I'd appreciate what I am going to wait to sit and learn. There's another thing called HIKE. If you want to have a look at that, John, see what you think. HIKE, and it's called Hike, and it's about SEO and try to get you a better SEO. Because one of the problems I've got is my website with the Glasgow and Edinburgh bit, it gets mixed up, and I says, how could I put pay-per-click or SEO in Glasgow and Edinburgh? And this is only put in about two, what do you call the words? And don't
keywords.
Keywords, and don't let it get away from that page so it gets intermingled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
there's a whole load of ways of tackling it, but the other route is to create a secondary site called Glasgow.aberkill.
Well, I've done that. It's part of the same website.
No, it's what's called a subdomain.
Right, I'll look into that. I'll speak to you about that.
So you could have Glasgow.aberkill, and then you could have Edinburgh.aberkill, and then you could duplicate the sites on there, but then make everything oriented towards those towns, cities.
Yeah, and is that on the main website, those sub-sites?
The sub-sites, but they're treated as separate entities within AdWords.
Okay, I'll speak to you about that.
So you can have a separate campaign for them.
Right, okay, we'll talk about that later on. Yes, that'd be great. This is what I like about this. After 6 years, you've still got friends.
That's true. I've just got on my Echo Dot, there's a notification. I'm not going to ask her because then the world will know and Angelica won't, because Angelica doesn't watch Blabbing for Brit.
Okay.
Right, in the world of live video, there is a new entrant into the stream to multiple locations arena. We know OneStream, and OneStream are actually developing their own studio, which I've been testing, and it's quite good. So OneStream has a studio. You can go from the studio to 30 destinations. YOLO Box. Have you heard of YOLO Box, John? YOLO Box.
No.
Right.
I think
YOLO
I've heard
Box.
of it mentioned.
YOLO.
Okay.
YOLO.
Right. Just a minute. John's sharing screen. I've just been told.
No, I'm trying to share my screen, but can't find it.
Hang on.
No, that's
I've
the
got
wrong
something.
one.
Hang on.
No.
How
It's
do you
not
spell
letting
it?
me.
No, it
It's
didn't come through. You
not
cancelled it.
letting me share the screen I want to share.
Is it called YOLO?
Yeah, YOLO Box.
YOLO.
Basically, instead of broadcasting from your computer or even needing a computer, it's a box which takes signals in from wherever you send them and then relays them out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I'm going to share this again. Let's see what we get this time. 3, 2, 1.
No, it keeps coming up with a message saying Chrome doesn't have permission to capture your screen, and I'm not trying to capture the screen.
Right. Okay. Well, Peter shared earlier. No, you shared earlier.
I shared earlier, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So YOLO Box is you don't need a computer. You can broadcast wherever you want, wherever you are. And that's how they began. And now they've got a product called YOLO Cast, which is the ability to broadcast anywhere from your studio. So I could take the feed from here and put it out to many different destinations, not just the 5 that Be Live allows me to. And John seems to be struggling.
Wow.
Okay. Now, because I enrolled for YOLO Cast, I now get adverts on Facebook from rival operations. So I'm finding all about that's the way it works. I'm finding out all about MaxCast and many other different things. But that seems to be the way the industry is going. You send them a signal from your studio, whether it's OBS or vMix or XSplit, and they will then take it out to the world. So it's going to be a big business, as I said last year. But this year it's going to even bigger business.
Okay.
Because everybody wants to broadcast everywhere.
It's going to move and it's going to move. You'll be doing it from your watch in the future.
Yay!
You know.
Right.
I got. No, we're struggling, John. I keep. Oh, wait a minute. You got it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay, I'll put it full screen because you managed to get it.
Okay.
What do you
Okay,
think
John?
this is?
That is going to be for cable.
It's basically the guy was told that his car was going to be blocked in. He forgot to move it, and it's now blocked in until they finish the
No,
roadworks.
Peter was right. This is city fibre being installed.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike my existing cable, it's going to come in via telegraph pole.
Wow.
A new use for telegraph poles. Existing telegraph poles or new ones?
No, existing telegraph poles. They're
Right.
coming to some agreement with OpenReach, because the telegraph poles now belong to OpenReach, not BT as a whole.
Oh, so this could be a trial and then we could all get it.
Which, oh no, this is happening all over Birmingham. So
Wow.
this is city fibre. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. It doesn't make any difference blocking it in. He's in hospital, so
Yeah.
they can block it in for a week. I moved mine off the drive and then never went anywhere.
Hey, gentlemen are just looking at the time.
Yeah, John, it's over to you.
We've got 11:01 already. So it's goodbye from the highly visible Scottish correspondent. Goodbye from our man on the wall, and goodbye from me in the Midlands. So same place, same time. Oh, he's trying to show his shorts off. I've got.
There we go. Bye, everyone.